finance, but many startups want to know how to raise capital and things like that. And then again, it's that access and entry point to the customer base, which is what we're focused on globally. There's a real trend going on around the world that I think Brazil and LAB is very poised to capitalize on, which is what we call the rise of the rest, which is you don't have to be in Silicon Valley to build a great startup. You can be anywhere in the world. You've got 4 billion people on a mobile device, more people on messaging platforms and even on social network today. And so you can build a great startup in Sao Paulo, and if you have a great value prop and you can solve customer problems there, you can take that to any customer in the world, but you have to have, well, you don't have to, but a great way to do that is through partners. And we think with our, offices in 185 countries, we provide a great opportunity to do that. The last thing I want to say is that this is the first, kind of initiative for us around a unified kind of innovation agenda that we have at Oracle that I'm responsible for. We're going to be coming back to you guys with other, more broad-based programs. So thinking about, the 3,000 that applied and only 40 got in, which means there's a lot more demand for us to work in a more robust way globally, not only with the startups in Brazil, but in other regions around Latin America. And in addition to that, we also have programs we're launching with college students to use our cloud platform to do projects, and a whole bunch of other things that we're going to be talking to you guys about in the very near future that my group is leading. So that's just a quick kickoff. Maybe I'll turn it over to Fernando, and then we'll open up the question. Well, sorry. Yeah.
No problem. Thank you so much to be here with us. We are here to share a little bit of our experience on doing the startup program. I'm Fernando Lemos. In Oracle, I am responsible for innovation, digital transformation, and cloud adoption in the region for Latin America. And I'm very proud to be working with Reggie in this program and to give back to the Latin American society the capabilities to grow up entrepreneurship in our region. Was pretty interesting because in the region we are doing the innovation initiatives, we are doing open innovation together with customers. And when I have the chance to talk with Reggie about what we are doing and ask to be part of the program, was pretty interesting because he shared with me, oh, thank you, very good to see you doing this, but we are planning to grow up this program in Asia and Europe, not Latin America in the beginning. But after he came here, came in our region and see what we are doing, he loved it and we love it, the program, and we are working together on this since October last year.
That's right.
And very nice to see this. And the region is very proud to be able to connect with the startups in the region, not only in São Paulo, but we receive applications from all around the world. People from Brazil, Argentina, San Francisco, New York. People applied to be with us in the region, as Reggie said, to see how to grow up the business through the entrepreneurship and to the corporate customers. Together we can do much better and much faster and much easier the things together. It was pretty interesting because the startups look at to us as a source of companies to work with, to do business development, to see how to grow up a cloud in the enterprise world, not just the traditional consumer world like Amazon and others. And it was pretty nice to see the customers' reaction, team reaction. We could get a support from inside people, from Oracle, technical and business people, and also the customers. Many of the customers in the region would like to be our mentors. We have presidents, we have CTOs, we have CDOs, CMOs that are part of the OSCA, the Oracle Startup Cloud Accelerator program, helping us help the startups. Everyone is doing this pro bono. It's like giving back to the society and give back to the real ones that would like to change the world, the entrepreneurs. And it was very nice, very proud to be part of this and be able to help, support, and make these people much better than before. And because of them, we are here to support them. And I'm very proud because we are working with not only the startups, the customers, as also the always active in the regions who would like to be part of this and be part of this game change activity. And We have here with us Antonio, that's one of the entrepreneurs in the region. He's very smart. He's a serial entrepreneur like Reggie, and it's very interesting that he saw value in the program and is part of the program. He applied by himself. He have a very strong investors on him, and decide to let Oracle have value for his company. It's pretty interesting to know him and know the history of his company.
Awesome. Thank you, Fernando, for the introduction. Well, thanks for having me here. Thanks, Fernando, for the introduction. So my name is Antonio. I'm the co-founder of Runrun.it. Runrun.it is a work tracking software in the cloud. So we are basically trying to track tasks, projects, time allocations, and individual performance management. So a way in which you can think about it, we are trying to understand what people are actually doing, when things are going to be delivered, how much did they cost, and who made the difference for that to happen. And it started out of our needs as managers in my previous company, which was an IT service company that eventually was sold. And while the company was growing, we realized that we need to change our mindset from project management, to people management, to be able to really understand what people are doing. Because if you think about it, for any knowledge-based company, you probably spend like 60% of your operational expenses on payroll. So you're basically buying people's time, and you don't have any control of that. And truth is that people are really bad at managing time. There's research from McKinsey that says that less than 40% of anyone's time is actually spent on what they are hired to do in the company. So that's the point, 60% of your operational expenses being invested into something that gives you 40% effectivity. So it's a very large problem that is work itself and how it's done in the company. So we are building the tools and the data sets to be able to tackle this problem. And I think that one way of saying that is that we are trying to do for time what ERPs have done for money. I mean, to give clarity and transparency about how it flows into the company and where it's invested, so that different actors in the company can answer different things. Like CEO would be able to answer if the declared strategy of the company is actually being pursued in the ground, if people are working on the things that are related to the projects that are supposed to be strategic projects, or for a CMO or a CTO to be able to handle incoming demand, allocate people, give feedback based on real-time capacity allocations and the real flow of work in the company. So that's probably the best way to describe what we are trying to do.
It's pretty interesting. Runrun.it is one of the startups that is in the program in the first cohort. We have another 5 companies over there, and this way, NetShowMe is coming. They are in the OpenWorld. It's not here right now, but we have another 4 that is working with us for the next 6 months. Mm-hmm. We already introduced them for the mentors. We run the Mentor Madness. We connect the mentors to the startups. We already have business development with them to grow up in the enterprise world. We already are working to migrate or extend their cloud with our technologies, and the other 5 are pretty friends of Antonio. Is also planning to use his technology to help them to grow up faster in the startup world, right?
One is already using.
And what we are doing is creating and connecting the ecosystems, the startups, the developers, the customers, the employees, to all together prepare the new world, to prepare to the new stuff that we are working. For example, one of the startups are related to artificial intelligence and digital marketing. They gave to the other startups mentoring and sharing of knowledge, how to use the AI to build better services to the customers, how to build AI to help them to make another services. Like Antonio gave to the others, mentoring around project management, agile methodology and things like that, and how cloud from Oracle or from the market can complement their needs to help the market. Right, Reggie?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say maybe another, you were commenting on the way over, what attracted you to the program, because you hadn't been in an accelerator before.
Yeah, well, Runrun.it has been around for 4 years. The company grew a lot. We have over 1,000 customers, mainly in Brazil. And we have never been, that's my second company actually. The first one was founded in 2007 and sold in 2012 after acquiring 2 smaller companies. It was good to exist. But when I heard about Oracle's program, I was telling Reggie that it was interesting because the news comes from different sources, and when that happens, it's probably that's because it makes sense for you to know something. And we were just beginning to see the growing demand from enterprise customers. And as I started thinking about the program and how different it could be from any other acceleration program, I think that the difference about Oracle program is Oracle. So if you are, when I get the news, it's like if you're a startup, you are like building a rocket ship in your backyard. And when you heard about this program, it was like, oh, then there is NASA calling you in. So when NASA calls you in and you're building your rocket ship, you listen to it. And we went, of course, there's an R&D-led program, so there's a lot about how to integrate products, how to use cloud and everything. But there's also a very significant market approach in terms of Oracle is probably the leader in enterprise sales in the world. I mean, both in methodology and customer base and everything, and that's something you don't buy. That's something that is very hard to learn and very expensive to develop. So if we can understand how to leverage this knowledge and this customer base, this can be truly transformational. And that was what I was telling Fernando, that I see Oracle's acceleration program as probably the only acceleration program that can actually accelerate my company. So that was a pretty easy choice.
No, that's great. Well, I was going to just add to Antonio's comments. When we first started the program, we deliberately didn't have expectations in terms of the size and stage of company and what sector they were from. We kept it very open because we wanted to see the diversity of companies in the region, and anybody could come forward if a startup was together. The founders had to be together like 6 months and had to be in a big disruptive market, but there was very few criteria. But I was pleased that a lot more of the quality, I shouldn't say quality, later stage companies like Antonio's have come in to the program, because typically when you hear about an accelerator, it's a couple people in a garage maybe that are trying to get off the ground.
Right.
Very early stage, yeah, garage. Sorry, I don't know if that translates, but and I think that helps us because we have obviously a very large, sophisticated customer base that we can't just bring in, somebody that hasn't been proven or tested or has gone through the rigors, and so it's actually working out, I think, better than we had even anticipated. The proof's in the ability for us to, show value in the market together, but it's been a great, start. Okay? Yeah.
Ok, vamos entonces a preguntas. Por favor, me gustaría que se presentaran con su nombre y medio para que Reggie, Fernando y Antonio sepan de dónde vienen.
Can I start? Do you
Yes,
have a
please.
microphone or just...
No. You can listen well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Lemos from Brazil, IT Media. In April, when we were at the launch in São Paulo, I have 2 questions actually. The first one is, you mentioned about co-working. We were playing. Do you have any news on this? And the second question, how this program and this approach with startups is, how this is important for Oracle to become a more, I don't know how to say that, but a company more on this new economy and leaving that reputation of a traditional company. How this is important for Oracle to this approach of startups?
Why don't I take the second one second and you take the first one? How about that?
Well, you start.
I'll start. Okay. Well, the second question, I very much view this as
is a really important area for Oracle to focus on positioning ourselves for the next 40 years and really to democratize the Oracle brand and contemporize the Oracle approach. And what I mean by that is, when I was in my own startup 10 years ago, the one that Oracle bought, when we went to our infrastructure layer and working with third parties such as an AWS or Microsoft Azure, whatever the case might be, it wasn't that we didn't, we just didn't think Oracle. Oracle was more of an enterprise, offering. We thought it was too expensive. We thought it was, not for us. And it's only been in the last, frankly, year or so that we've had offerings, price points, availability, products that are able to be democratized across small, mid-sized businesses that they could consume the cloud in the configuration the way that they need to. So the same capabilities that an enterprise company has, a small business has, that's the message that we're trying to communicate. And as you know, in the world today, we're increasingly competing not only for share of mind for enterprise customers, but for small, mid-sized businesses, also for employees that are using these consumer, kind of IT or enterprise apps like a Facebook, a Google, even Microsoft in many respects, Amazon. So Oracle needs to be in the same caliber, in the same boat, and I think this is and other initiatives I mentioned, college students and others, that we're going to focus on changing the way people think about Oracle from the sort of the millennial audience on down.
Perfect. Yeah. We built this idea is very interesting because we just have 40 years old on June this year, and we are planning the next 40. And the idea is to have our new, not only brand, but new positioning, new approach, new ways to do business, and to have top of mind of people in the market. Startups, students, universities, customers, everyone. Especially in the innovation side that we are discussing right now, the new things that are coming. In April, when you are there for the launch, Reggie was there launching the program, and we have a decapitation program from April to June. In July, we decide who is going to be the 6. We have around 500 companies applying to the program in the region. We took 6 because we are the largest one in the world, right? Reggie helped us to have not 5 but 6 startups. And the co-working started on July 31st. It's pretty close to Oracle. It's like a 10-minute walking from Oracle, but it's in an outside building. It's a co-working building, like where we have innovation, we have a maker lab, a coder lab, we have other companies, other startups together with us. This way, the 6 startups are going to be in this co-working with us, working with employees from Oracle, customers, partners, and a lot of things over there.
So they are there since July?
Since July. July 31st was the date that we officially launched the program locally. And the demo day is going to be, the program is going to be 6 months. The demo day is going to be around January or February. The end of January, beginning of February.
And
where we are going to show to the market what we did together in these 6 months.
And you're going to choose one on the demo day?
No, the 6 locally is going to pitch to the market, and we are going to invite other 4 from the world to be demoing their solutions in São Paulo, Brazil. As also we are bringing Brazilian companies to the world to presenting their demo days in Israel, Singapore, Paris.
Yeah, once the 6 graduate, they become part of the alumni network, and so they're just part of the, they'll be part of our go-to-market. We'll work together on finding opportunities, things like that. Ongoing mentoring, yeah.
But all the 6 is going to present their business to the market because all of them is going to be successful. It's our goal to help them to be successful in these 6 months.
Hi, I'm Pablo from Buenos Aires. Well, I'm right now seeing that there will be an era of innovation, but not just in the startups, but in the established company, probably your Oracle partners. And do you are making plans to move these kind of things to the Oracle partners because they already have customers, they already know how to do business? The startups typically fails for a lot of reasons. And some Oracle partners thought that you are invest money in companies that will be compete with them, and probably also they fail. So it's not interesting to move some of these resources to help the Oracle partners being more innovative.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, good question. Well, the first comment I would make is that I think that the nature of startups do fail, to your point. Maybe I've seen 6 of 10 don't last more than 5 years, and I think the number is maybe more like 9 of 10. That being said, the nature that that we're more selective, and we're going after the startups that are attracted to us are companies that already have a developed customer base and revenue model for the most part. I think are going to have a much higher likelihood of success. So I think that we will have more, and I think when you look at that 6 of 10 or 9 of 10, that's all small businesses. We're talking about B2B, tech startups again, so I think there's going to be a higher likelihood of success, but it is a fact, it's a tough business. On the partner side, we are very interested to propel the partners. In fact, a lot of the startups that we're working with are actually working with the partners. And we have just brought in folks. I just brought in a guy on my team that is specifically focused on helping build out capabilities around the partner network, around bringing more capabilities in terms of how we focus on private equity and venture capital relationships. There's a whole new channel, if you will, in a world out there. And then I would just say that, just in the next couple of years, I think not only with the startups, but like scale out programs, and we can't get into everything today, but I think that there's going to be substantial change in terms of how we think about the broader ecosystem of partnerships of not only the partners, but tech companies that are part of our platform. I think you're going to see a substantial amount of companies that are going to be at the table, with us, with the customers, and it's going to change. I mean, I think we'll leverage what we already have, but I think there's going to be a lot of new things that I think are going to be coming that are kind of in line with where the market's going in the future.
I guess the point is that we are partnering together. We are not just partners or startups.
Yeah.
It's the power of and both. We are already presenting the startups to the partners. The partners already are doing business with the startups. The idea for the new world is to be more collaborative and more cooperation than competition. In this way, they are going to innovate by themselves to the customers, to the partners, with Oracle. Everyone is going to gain. It's not just one, it's everyone.
Actually, let me add something to that. We have signed 2 Oracle partners to sell our product, and as part of our partnership program with them, we are offering our product to them. So some of them are using our product to improve their service delivery. So we were really making it a gain-gain situation in which they are using the product for free, they are improving their internal operations, and they are making money by selling our product, and we are learning a lot from them on what are the opportunities to integrate our product with Oracle overall portfolio and things like that. So it has been very productive.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's a lot of value. Thanks, great question. Okay. Yes.
Hello, I'm Diana Leon from Colombia, Caracol Radio, Colombia. Do you have plans with my country, with Colombia?
Good question.
Good question. Well, I mentioned there's 50 countries that we have been, and basically when we look at expansion, we look at a couple things. One is we try to look at markets where we have a strong concentration of development resources so that we can provide that peer-to-peer mentoring. We also look at the region specifically, how well is the startup activity and ecosystem. I happen to know, not that I've been to Colombia, hope I will, but I know there's a tremendous amount of activity there as well in terms of startups. What we're trying to focus on is, okay, we can't be everywhere at the same time. It's just physically impossible, even though I've traveled to 6 continents in the last 6 months. But I think that you will see, based upon the enthusiasm and the execution of our leadership team in the region, that we will have, I think we will have more traction, footprint markets. We're not ready to, kind of announce them yet, but more to come.
Years soon.
Yeah.
But what is interesting, Reggie is working with us, and we are working with Reggie. He's preparing a virtual and other offerings to the region also for all other regions. It's not, new good news is coming.
Yeah. Yes.
I think I have a question more for Antonio than to you guys. I'm sorry. I'm from Brazil. I'm Adriano from Pequenas Empresas e Grandes Negócios, and you told us that Oracle's program was the only one that could really accelerate your company. And you already told about the partnerships and everything. But what else could you tell us about why this program is the best one for you?
Yeah, as I was mentioning, I guess we specifically for my company, we started selling to small and medium businesses through our inside sales team. So we built a very effective inside sales machine based on inbound marketing and performance media. But then we started seeing growing interest from enterprises. And the process for selling to those companies are completely different. So we've started realizing that every day, like one or two very, world-renowned companies were signing for the product, but were not buying. Because of, not simply, but among other things, because our selling, the messages that we were passing through to them on our marketing and our whole inside sales machine is not suited to sell to these customers. So we are seeing that there's a market that's probably larger and more profitable than the one that we are addressing. And we want to understand how we can sell to those customers, if we can sell to those customers in an effective way, because building sales machines is very expensive and needs a lot of work. So we need to understand how to sell to those large enterprises without losing focus and without losing execution from our inside sales machine. So that was attractive. It was exactly the problem that we had, and we saw Oracle as someone, as a program that could help us answer this specific question. Thank you.
Thank you also.
Hi, Ahora Fernando from Mexico. I want to know, what do you think about Mexico, the ecosystem of startups? Is there an opportunity that you open the program there? And also, what kind of technology are you looking in the startups? I mean, you say artificial intelligence, but what else? 3D printing, or where is the opportunity?
Yeah, let me take the second one, and then you specifically
Okay.
talk about Mexico.
We sell to almost every enterprise, and so we're interested in all aspects of IT and technology. So that's why we didn't, focus on one aspect or the other. We have obviously big interest in AI, machine learning, IoT, blockchain, 3D, everything you mentioned. The fintech market's exploding. We sell to the largest media and telecoms in the world. We obviously work with all the different functional businesses. Human capital management, marketing cloud, sales cloud, commerce, e-commerce. Anyway, so we have our foot in a lot of doors, and so we want to attract startups from all those. Now, I think that over time we will probably focus on more, regionally, where there's, if there's a big cybersecurity, component in Sao Paulo, and we think that it makes more sense to concentrate on that in that region, then we certainly would be happy to explore that. It's too early for us to do that now, but that's an opportunity. I know in the region, Mexico is one of the biggest contributors to the size and growth of the market, and so that's definitely an area that that's a region that we're keeping very close eye on. And we will, again, in time we'll have more discussion.
It's interesting to see that Mexico, for example, is growing pretty well. The fintech world, they are pretty hot over there, and fintech is one of the companies the type of companies that we are looking for. especially because we have a very strong relationship with the banks, telcos, media companies in the world, especially in Mexico. The idea is to find the ones that would like to disrupt the world, the ones that are going to bring real good new solutions to the market. Not only for the tech aspect, as we saw, blockchain, AI, but mainly change the society, aggregating value to the society with the technology that we could help and could work together. This is the idea. And Mexico have a very strong, we analyzed the all Latin America ecosystem, and Mexico is pretty good. Let's see if you can expand near soon.
Sorry. Hugo Flores from American Economia. I work in Peru. My question is that, do you consider that the economic slowdown that the region is suffering right now can affect the present or the future of the startup ecosystems in the region? So what is your point of view about that?
I'm going to take the quick, and then I'm going to turn to you, and then I've got to go to the next. Yeah. My own perspective from a global scenario is that technology advancement continues to march forward despite, there could be regional slowdowns or economies, challenges and, local governments, whatever the case might be. But like the trends that we are, focused on, I think are going to continue to drive. I think the next 5 to 10 years are going to be, again, maybe as disruptive as the last 20. The consumption of data is, increasing at an accelerated pace, for example. And so I think that we feel like, again, there is definitely things we can't control around shocks to the economy and things like that, recessions, whatever the case might be. But I think generally the trends we think that are going to drive the economy forward are going to be led by technology, by new technology, by continued innovation and advancement, and we're at the right side of that conversation, so we're going to continue to push that forward. Thank you so much, and these guys will continue. I got to run. Thank you. All right.
Reggie debe dejarnos. Pueden seguir con Fernando y con Antonio. Antonio, si quieres pasarte acá. Este es más
Thank you, Reggie.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. Pueden seguir.
What is interesting for the economy when you have...
Can you switch to Spanish if you want?
Sí. Better.
La economía, yendo bien o mal,